California Guy video with your boy California Guy. What's up, everybody, and welcome to this video. This video is entitled, well, it's kind of a two-parter. This is part one, called Why Does Boyce Walkins Target Black Democrats and Black Liberals? Now, as of late, I've been listening to Dr. Boyce Walkins, and Boyce Walkins is always talking about a Democratic plantation. And I've heard Boyce Walkins say this for a couple of years, and I think he did a video recently, and he was talking about Aretha Franklin, but he was telling black people that they need to use their own minds to get off the Democratic plantation. But because of Boyce Walkins' way of thinking, black people have become back in danger. There's been a movement through black social media to, like, throw Democrats under the bus and liberals. Now, I'm not telling African Americans to per se support the Democratic Party or liberals or conservatives either or Republicans. But here's what I'm saying on this issue about liberals and Democrats. I agree to disagree with some black people about the Democrats. The Democrats are corporately owned by the same people that own the Republican Party. But here's a slight difference, though. You have more progressives and liberals and social justice Democrats who fight for the rights of African American people. Now, you don't see that with the conservative side. The conservatives are different today. The conservatives, they pretty much cater to white supremacist groups, white nationalists, and all that other stuff, big business, oil, and all that stuff there. Whereas the black people is being told to vote against their interests. And when Boyce Walkins says on his videos to black people need to stop with the Democrats and all this stuff there, he's not even proposing other black social justice people. He's not proposing that at all. He doesn't say, well, we need, because at this point in time, the consequences of African Americans not voting or not voting their interests. Look what's happening today. You have a surge of white supremacists. You have a surge of people in the White House who is attempting, in fact, wait a minute, just come to think about it, look at the Supreme Court. Because of African Americans not voting for Democrats, you have Brett Kavanaugh up in there, and he's about to get voted into the Supreme Court, which is a lifetime term. Being the Supreme Court, just not like being a senator or a House member or president. You're a Supreme Court judge, you could die on the bench. And this man is 52. So, this guy is going to be making decisions with a younger court. The court is going to be a younger version of the court. And I think the consequences is not being discussed. This guy could influence voting rights. He could chip away affirmative action, and you're talking about police powers, that's going to be more likely expanded through the Supreme Court, but that's another video for that. But when black people are being told not to vote for liberals and Democrats, this is the consequences that happen. And you have people like Boyce Walkins, you have people like Afro Synergy, you have people like Tariq Nasheed and different pro-blacks telling you not to vote your interests. And again, if you want to be a conservative, I'm not telling black people not to be a conservative or a right-winger, but I say this, targeting black liberals and black social justice Democrats really just makes no sense at all, because they're fighting for civil rights. They're fighting to keep that. All this stuff about, we need to get off the plantation, when they're trying to keep black people voting. They're trying to keep black people having rights. They're trying to keep black men from not getting shot by cops. But if law enforcement, and here's the biggest thing, if you start to get the right people in office, the law enforcement powers for law enforcement will expand under their control. And Dr. Boyce Walkins is telling black people to just get off this train without no alternative. Just build big business, and just black businesses, and that's it. And how are you going to do black businesses if certain laws are put in place, like loans, for example? You have discrimination with loans and home ownership, and you have different things like that. And you're telling African Americans not to participate in nothing. And again, I'm not saying that Democrats are any better and they're not going to push it, but we have options. We could put our own candidates, like the brother that's in Florida. We could put our own candidates and run them in primaries. If black people start to think politically, the political part comes first, the business comes second. It goes hand in hand. But when you got African Americans telling you that you should not vote or you should not be with this particular party, black people need to start doing research. You need to. I think that you need to have free thinking and do research. And again, I'm not telling black people to be liberals, but I don't want liberals and social justice Democrats to get targeted because of an individual like Boyce Walkins. He's defended law enforcement in the past, and this is the funny part about Boyce Walkins. Boyce Walkins have defended law enforcement his own self a couple of years ago when it came to Henry Louis Gates. He was defending Gates. And then, it's like today, you're against the cops, the police brutality, yada, 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 you right with Tariq Nasheed. But at the same time, Boyce Walker's message is confusing. He goes against Yvette Carnell, that used to be with him. She's a social justice liberal, and he targets her along with other pro-blacks. But again, she's telling you, and I don't agree with everything that Yvette Carnell says, but she's a liberal, and she's fighting for black people to have rights in this country. And you keep hearing about finances and money, and you have to have this, but in order to have the money and finances, we got to start playing with the political part at the same time. It's no such thing as holding out until the right, until people come to you. That don't work in the political game, and it's not working for black people at this point. And black people are in danger of having their rights stripped away because of this attitude of, I don't really care, you black people's on this plantation. So, you have pro-blacks and you have people like Boyce Walkers targeting black liberals, because that's what is going on. These individuals are, it's like they're working for the conservative movement and the Republican Party. And that's what it looks like to me. Not only do you have black coons such as Kanye West, but then you have black pro-blacks that's being on a borderline conservative, and you're pushing a conservative movement. I have no problem with black capitalism and black businesses, because I think that that's necessary. But stop with this of, we need to get off this liberal plantation. We need to get off this plantation of being on the conservative plan. I mean, not conservative, democratic plantation. If you guys want to really be radical, in my personal opinion, why don't Boyce Walker start a political party, an independent political party for African Americans to go into, instead of telling us not to be with one particular political party? You can start up a movement that way, but because there's nowhere to go. So, and again, there's options. Black people can start in their states and cities to run other black people, like you see in some states. You can run other African Americans in primaries. You don't have to vote for the same old corporate Democrats. I agree with that, but stop trying to target black liberals and black social justice Democrats. Like and share this video, people. Peace out.